split up on night 2, guys. So let's continue here.
Yeah.
As we get into the WWE Women's Championship, Iyo Sky versus Bayley. Bayley won the Royal Rumble while leading this Damage Control back basically since last year. What was it? Is it last year SummerSlam or 2 SummerSlams ago? Was it 2 SummerSlams? Yes, 2 SummerSlams ago.
2 SummerSlams ago, 2022. Yep.
Yeah. So since her return from injury, coming back with Iyo and Dakota Sky, who was released, and starting this Damage Control, basically building this team up, and eventually Iyo Sky getting that opportunity to win the title with the Money in the Bank and winning. And basically Bayley turning around and winning the Royal Rumble, kind of giving the implications that she was going to go and face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. At the last second, decided to turn around and face Iyo Sky because basically Damage Control, adding Asuka and Kairi Sane, have kind of been putting her on the outs and eventually saying, hey, they were going to take her out at some point. So before that, Bayley and her lead pipe took out Damage Control and basically challenged Iyo Sky for a title match at WrestleMania. Basically, the story writes itself. Bayley has been the creator of Damage Control. Iyo Sky is kind of the new iteration of Damage Control. Who do you guys have winning this matchup and leaving WrestleMania as the WWE Women's Champion?
See, this is another tough one.
So he needs more time.
yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why it's so tough, because this is another title match where, similar to for me to Jay and Jimmy, whereas though I feel as though there's still meat on the bone between these two. Between Bayley and Damage Control. And now when you add in the fact that Bianca, Naomi, and Jade are involved, I feel as though there's still more story to be told amongst all four of them, because essentially they're all going to need, at some point, they're all going to need to come together to get against Damage Control. So I feel as though Iyo Sky is going to retain the title, probably with some shady actions. Probably interference from somehow, but in a cheap way, she retains the title, and this is going to keep going forward. So I got Iyo.
I'm going Bayley on this one, just because Iyo has not had a good run. Early on, I thought she had a good run, but then with the whole Dakota thing and the whole back and forth, and it's just we don't really know where she was at with this whole thing. So I think with Bayley just winning the Rumble and kind of finally earning her spot and getting that WrestleMania moment, and I think that's why I'm just going Bayley.
I'm going Bayley as well. As much as I love Iyo, and I feel like her reign needs to be cemented in some way, because I kind of feel like she's just kind of been holding the title. I do feel like Bayley is the person who has been the workhorse for the past 2 years in the women's division. Rhea Ripley has been great. Bianca has been great. Becky Lynch has stepped up in some instances, but I feel like Bayley has been the constant in terms of getting people over. Working with anybody has just been the constant workhorse. The Royal Rumble was a testament to that. And as Lewis said, to get that WrestleMania moment, because yes, she did win a WrestleMania. I believe it was with Charlotte and Nia Jax and Becky Lynch. I think it was a fatal 4-way when she was the hugger still. I think that was 2018 WrestleMania. Winning that match as the hugger and stuff like that. She really hasn't had that moment to shine the past couple years, and has been on the losing end of a lot of title matches and a lot of feuds. But I feel like this is the moment for her to finally get that moment. And she has been working for that moment. She's been putting work in her character, her gimmick, the heel change ever since the pandemic. And ding dong, hello. So many iterations, so many changes, like a chameleon, but has been able to get other people over. And you see that she was able to get Damage Control over in the long run. And I just think it's her moment. I think it's her moment. Even though I agree with Brian that there's still more meat on the bones, I still think you can continue this feud even with the title change. So I'm going Bayley on that one.
Bayley.
That was the Hugger gimmick coming back. That's
Yeah.
of course. That gimmick is dead.
Never. Never.
Actually, inflatable Baileys. I don't know.
The only way that gimmick comes back is if her number one fan is
her tag partner.
Yeah, her number one fan, Izzy, or whoever she was, that little girl, comes back and like inspires her, like, hey, you can be her, you can be this girl again. That's the only way it works.
WWE does have the bandwidth to make it happen, so we'll see what happens with that one. Me and Lewis going Bayley, and Brian going Iyo Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. Let's continue on to one of the more underrated feuds